skaber lykke i os selv. Vi har frihed til at give, hvad vi vil have. Vi har frihed til at bygge lykken indefra.
We are in Aarhus in Denmark. Young Danes are massively out in the streets here because they are striking for better climate protection. This is a central place here in Aarhus, Denmark, and I will try to get one or two of the organizers of this event. Let's check if I can get hold of Maria Holdorf and some others who set up this massive strike for better climate protection. There are an estimated 1,000 to 2,000 people, maybe even a bit more, out in the streets here in Aarhus. And oh, that's Maria. Hi, nice to meet you. Tell us, what is going on and why people here are angry?
Well, we're in the middle of a crisis and we pretend like everything's fine, and the governments aren't taking any action to stick to the Paris Agreement and to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees. So that's why people started following Greta Thunberg and skip school, skip uni, stay away from work to, yeah, claim climate action.
And it's called If You Want to.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, I mean, it's about young people. It's not about old people sitting in the government, but young people. What is your age, actually?
I'm 21.
And why are you out here?
Well, I think that a lot of the measures that are necessary in order to stop global warming are beyond what is politically accepted to say and to demand. So I think it is very important that people go on the streets and demonstrate and raise awareness for the topic, and also convince the public that it is very important to do so, because in a democracy without people knowing about this issue and being willing to change their lives for tackling this issue, politicians will also not act because they are afraid of not being elected again. And well, we are just not acting fast enough for this crisis because it's really serious already.
But I mean, I had a look into the Danish plan which was published end of last year. This sounds great. I mean, 2050, Denmark wants to be carbon neutral. In 2030, there's a ban selling new cars with petrol or diesel, and Danes want to go electric. There are a lot of such kind of initiatives in the official plan of the government. Is this not enough?
I don't think it's enough because it's about our future, and already now we can see how crazy things happen. We have droughts, we have floodings, we have crazy weather conditions, and that's only...
are saying that we have 10 years to reduce our carbon emissions to zero. And if we exceed that, then it will already be fucked up. Because if we exceed that, the permafrost ground, the soil in Russia, in Siberia, for example, will start to melt. And bacteria in there will start digesting this ground and this soil and will start emitting massive amounts of CO2. And we cannot stop that once we exceed the 1.5 degree. And we cannot make that redone. Then we're just fucked up. So we really need to act now. And also, it's just not enough if politicians are saying, okay, yeah, we will plan on doing that by 2030, by 2050, whatever. Everybody needs to act now. And that, for example, also means not flying on holiday 3 times a year over the whole world. Denmark also has nice beaches. It is just insane to do that, if you think about it.
Let's move over there, because there's some nice pancards and nice posters. Actually, I've got the feeling a lot of young people, actually, be it in school or be it in university, they did an effort actually to make it nice. And let's have a look on it, actually, what they did. You can join me.
reach our full destiny, if you want to change the world, you should look out who you want to be, if you want to change the world.
Well, I'm reporting from Aarhus in Denmark. Aarhus, the second biggest city of Denmark. And here the young generation is massively out in the streets. I would say some 2,000, maybe 3,000 people are protesting here for better climate-saving measures. And so I'm curious to learn why actually the people are protesting. Well, are you speaking English?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah. Tell me, why are you out here?
Well, I'm here with a group called Extinction Rebellion, which is, well, it's an international climate movement started in the UK in October last year. And yeah, well, we're here in part to support the youth and the...
Now go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. So we're here in part to support the youth climate movement, the climate strike. But we're also here to do a little thing of our own, which will be happening in Aarhusparken right over here in about an hour's time.
Okay, but once again, I mean, I had a look into the official government program regarding climate-saving measures, and this sounds great. I mean, I had a reading into it. I mean, saying in 2030 there's a ban selling new diesel and petrol cars.
Sure.
In 2050 Denmark will be carbon neutral. This sounds to me great. So what is wrong? Is it not enough?
It's. I think maybe I'm not a climate scientist. Like, I'm just a psychologist. But I go with the scientists who say that it's too little, too late. I mean, if we wait until 2030 by making the transition into a carbon neutral economy, then by then we'll probably already have overshot the 1.5 and the 2.0 degrees of warming. So it's just too little too late. And if you read the IPCC, the UN's international panel for climate change, they say that it's better if we don't overshoot than overshoot and then bring the temperatures down. I mean, the scenarios are just scary. And I'm not the one who figures. I'm just a little psychologist, right? I just want to do my job. But when I listen to the experts, they say that things are going to get very bad if we don't act now, within maybe the next 10 to 12 years.
It's very balanced. We have a lot of men, a lot of women outside. It's half-half. Once again, the microphone to you. Actually, I'm aware that awareness here in Denmark is higher than elsewhere. I know that roughly 90% of Danes are afraid about climate change, while, for instance, just 49% of people in Poland share this opinion. So this is actually the top of the top regarding this climate fear. Actually, people are really panicking here around. So why this high awareness? How do you explain this?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I think there is a big difference between being aware of something and actually acting. Because if you look, for example, at the overshoot day, that means the time in the year where a nation is per capita consuming more resources than you are entitled to if you balance that equally throughout the world. And the overshoot day in Denmark is in March. That is one of the earliest overshoot days in all of Europe. So being aware of this topic doesn't make the difference. You also have to act. And the living standards are very high in Denmark. It means people are also consuming a lot.
Well, let's have a look on those great posters. Actually, what is written on this? Hans Von okay.
Take responsibility. Take responsibility.
Take responsibility. Yeah. Have a look on the poster again. Take responsibility. So actually, take responsibility for what? Explain us.
Take responsibility for our earth, and we just want the grown-ups to actually, I don't know, look at the problem and yeah, take responsibility and act.
Yeah. What is your age and where are you from?
I'm 17 and I'm from a gymnasium in Odder, south from Aarhus. Yeah.
And you're here with your friends or by your own?
We're here with all of our school, yeah.
I'm 18 too, also from the same school.
Yeah. And I'm 72 and from the same school.
So, I mean, it takes energy, it takes a decision, it takes a will to go out because it's rainy, it's drizzling, it's grey, it's freezing, it's not actually a cozy atmosphere right now. And I mean, so why actually you took action, being 17, 18, 19 years old? So why doing this?
Yeah, I think to me it was not a question. I was just like, I need to do something. I started a climate council on our school and like got people to be a part of it. And now we just, yesterday we made all of our posters and then we got here today because we just, I don't know, it's like a fight I want to fight with my life for this. And it was not a question for me.
Okay, Tak, would you like to add something?
Well, we skipped school today to go here because, like Greta Thunberg says, like it doesn't really mean anything to go to school if there's no future in it. So this is the biggest political question, and
som er symbiose i naturen, som kan komme tilbage til det modersystem.
I am Hans Von Der Brelie. I'm reporting for Euronews in Denmark, in Aarhus. People are massively out in the street to protest against the heating of the planet. And this is actually amazing because it's raining, it's cold, and people are here still on this public place to have their say and to speak up. Actually, do you speak English?
Yes, I'm a father and a grandfather. I think we have to learn these nice young people to say no to eat chocolate in the school. If they learn to say no to chocolate, they can also say no to fly by Ryanair and go by cars and take their bikes. So we have to learn them to say no. We have to look at our own behavior. We cannot just build new windmills and new cars, electric cars. That's just enough. We have to go to ourselves to say no, 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 and yes to the climate. Yes, thank you.
Just to remind where we are, so we are in Aarhus, in the middle of a huge demonstration going on the central place in Aarhus. Aarhus is the second biggest city of Denmark. Some 300 to 400,000 people are living here. And today, on this Friday for Future, in the rain, the Danes and the young Danes went out on the street protesting and saying that there should be done more, and it should be done right now to save the planet. And looking around, actually, a lot of very young people are here. It's not about people 50, 60 years old, but actually about people being still in school. Do you speak English?
Yes.
Yeah. So why are you here? What is your name and what is your age?
My name is Thomas. I'm 14 years old. I'm here because the climate needs us. It should be the top priority. That's why I'm here. I want people to know that the climate is more important than we think. That's why I'm here.
Jeg er gammel, så jeg har skrevet talen ned. Det håber I bærer over med. Moder jord er på overarbejde. Balancen mellem natur og mennesker er skæv. Helt skæv. Vi tager mere fra naturen, end vi giver tilbage. Og det skal vi have lavet om på.
Do you speak English? Who's speaking English?
Hi, hello.
So, hello, translate me. What is written here?
Take care of our Earth. Planet.
Take care of our Earth, take care of our planet. What is written here?
Climate strike.
What is your age? What is your name? And where are you from?
I'm from Aarhus. I'm
16 and my name is Tilde. I'm from Aarhus. I'm 15 and my name is Eva. I'm from Aarhus. I'm 16 and my name is Luna.
Yeah, the young people are out here in the street of Aarhus. It's the second biggest city of Denmark. Some 300 to 400,000 people. Aarhus is on the street. It's raining, but they don't care. So why are you here right now? Tell us in a few sentences.
We need to change the world. Yeah. And we need the politicians. We need the politicians to pull their head out of their asses and do something about this. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We need to change the climate because it's going the wrong way. And to stand together. Yes. We need to stand together.
What is your proposal? How this should be done?
We need to change the system, so it's not a choice whether you want to be
Politikerne siger, at der skal meget større ting til. Men hver eneste af os kan gøre en forskel. Det tror jeg på.
It shouldn't be up to one person. It should be global. It should be global. It shouldn't be up to me if I want to do this. It shouldn't be a choice. It should be the politicians who decide that we need to change this.
Thank you. Tak. Just to tell where we are and what is going on, we are in Aarhus, the right pronunciation. This is in Denmark. This is the second biggest city of Denmark, and we're in the middle of a huge demonstration going on right now here. I mean, it's raining. They don't care. They are out here because they want to get a real change. The microphone is really high. I try to speak up so that you can hear me. Hopefully it works out. I'm not sure about the technique because it's really noisy. So you will tell me if you have a good feedback out there. Maybe just to check a bit the reasons why are you here. Do you speak English?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So tell us, why are you here? It's raining, so it's not the best day to be in the street, but you are participating.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's an important message to send. We have to save the climate, and by doing this, hopefully the politicians will look down from their seat of power and see what we're doing and make a change.
What is your age and your name? And are you from Aarhus or from?
Well, we're from a small city named Ry. Yeah, it's very close to Aarhus. Yeah, but it's worth taking the trip. Of course it is.
In your everyday life, what do you do to bring down the CO2 footprint? What are you doing in your everyday life, being a young Dane?
That's a good question. I vote. I vote as green as I possibly can, and recycling and all the small stuff that we can do to make a difference. Yeah.
But it's vital that the politicians do something. Everyone do something in their everyday lives. Make it more, I guess, available and yeah. It's just so important that everybody starts doing something.
Yeah, we can recycle as much as we want, but when it comes down to it, really the politicians are the ones who can change and make a change. Yeah.
Thank you. Tak. We are in Aarhus. This is the second city of Denmark, and there's a lot of people around here protesting. I will try to move a bit further on.
Og der er allerede rigtig mange, der har været oppe og spørge, om de ikke kunne få lov til lige at sige nogle ord. Jeg har faktisk overhovedet ikke styr på, hvem det er, hvor mange, men jeg tænker, hvis I alle sammen lover at gøre det ultra kort, så kommer I bare herop en af gangen, og ja, så skal det nok gå godt.
Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Yeah? What is your name and your age?
My name is Sarah and I'm 14 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us what is written on your pen card.
Give us a green future. So, yeah.
Yeah. Give us a green future.
Yeah.
So, why you wrote down this? Why?
Because it's true. We want a future where we can live in and where there's nature we can live in and where we can live without getting all these consequences of climate change and such.
In your daily life, what are you doing actually to bring down the CO2 emissions?
Well, I don't really buy many clothes from like H&M and such. I like take all clothes from second hand, and I try to like eat more vegetarian and such. But I think it's the in politics we should like really do the change and not the individual. So yeah.
Tak. Thank you. Merci. We are in Aarhus, the second city of Denmark, and there are a lot of people here on the central square in front of the town hall protesting against climate change. A lot of young faces, and the young generation is out here on this Friday in the rain, and they are protesting, and I'm curious to learn why. Do you speak English?
Yes.
Good. Tell us, why are you here? What is your age and what is your name?
My name is Frida and I'm 16 years old, and I'm here because to demonstrate because of the climate change, and because I think that the future is the youth, and we have to do something about the planet. Yeah.
What do you do at home to bring down your CO2 emission?
Yes, well, I eat half vegetarian, and I wear genbrugs, hvad hedder det?
Used recycled clothing.
Clothes, yeah. Yeah, and I bicycle a lot. Yeah.
When it comes to decision makers, when it comes to the government, what should be done? Because I heard that Denmark is very ambitious regarding climate protection. There's a lot of windmills out. There is an ambitious plan to build more. And so I'm curious, what is going wrong? What do you want?
Well, I think that we're afraid to take serious decisions, and we're too comfortable in the life we live now, and we're too comfortable to, we don't want to give up our, what we like. Huh?
Generations before us had a
Thank you. Okay.
they showed wrong. Now it is
Well, to wrap it up, I mean, this is a big demonstration that started at 9:30, roughly 2.5 hours. People are out here in the rain. A lot of young people, they are demonstrating, and they want that politicians do more to protect the climate, and they want that this is done now, today, and not in 10 years' time when it is too late. Hans Von Der Brelie in Aarhus, Denmark, for Euronews.